But when I return, how my eyes have burned.
This city has got a long memory. Its troubled history remembered in song for those like Connor McGinty, too young to recall the violence himself.
With their tanks and their guns.
This has always been his image of Londonderry, or Derry as they would call it, a city with two names to reflect long-standing divisions.
We went through a period of nearly, 20 years now, nearly, of peace. And it's been torn apart, really, by Brexit, I think.
McGinty was driving by this courthouse on a recent Saturday night when he narrowly avoided disaster. He spotted that car parked outside, didn't think much of it. Somebody took off running. Then this happened. A bombing, the likes of which Londonderry hadn't seen in years. Despite the ferocious flames, no one was hurt.
It was scary, especially with my son in the car. He's only 1.
A couple weeks have gone by since the explosion, but the scars in the street remain, showing how powerful a blast it was. A group calling itself the IRA claimed responsibility, saying Brexit had nothing to do with it. But the timing, with Brexit looming, suggests a more complicated story.
The writings on the wall all over this city, reminders of the Troubles and especially Bloody Sunday riots here, when the British Army opened fire on protesters, inflaming the sectarian divide and providing dissident Republicans with fodder to this day.
While Britain continues to occupy Ireland, there will be men and women who are willing to engage Britain with armed actions.
You're comfortable with that?
I'm not comfortable with acts of war, but I understand why they happen.
It's like Brexit is rubbing salt on old wounds, with the threat of a hard border in full view and a solution still out of reach.
I would not wish anybody to suffer the pain that I suffered.
For Kathleen Gillespie, the nightmare is still real. On a dark night in 1990, IRA militants showed up at her front door, kidnapped her husband Patsy, then forced him to drive a massive bomb to the border. When it blew up, it killed him and 5 nearby soldiers, leaving his family scarred forever.
One of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life is to tell my son on his 18th birthday on the phone that the IRA had murdered his daddy. And next thing I heard him screaming.
No one says it will come to that again, and no one wants a hard border. But it's such a volatile moment in history, author Eamon McCann has this warning.
The law of unintended consequences has been one of the main laws of Irish history going back centuries. I mean, nothing works out the way people expect it to work out.
That's why all bets are off, and this city fears its future could look awfully like its past. Thomas Daigle, CBC News, Londonderry, Northern Ireland.